A lyrical healthy.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. Say my chenny, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes, I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love me. Emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandpa's and Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chide. From Penku, Bombay, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Backbolu. From Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Africa. Sktv, it is the best around the world. Let me see how best to bring Muna on quickly. We'll do some adjustment behind the scene. Yes, indeed. Muna, good evening and welcome to the Sktv show. I know you are set and prepared. All right. So it's like Muna 2, so Muna 2, not 2 set. Well, folks, indeed, a pleasant way to say good Saturday. What a wonderful weekend to all of us. Isn't it easy? But God is there, though. Yeah, you know. Let me see what I'm Muna said now. Yes, I will do. Muna.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Good. What's up, Muna? What's up? What going on? How did Saturday?
Bah. God, thank you. What's it that Jama Bede? So say God, thank you. And so that is going smoothly.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good, Muna. Yes. So to all of our people who just joined us, yeah, you know, we are doing some technical work at the same time, you know. But again, Mona, is it what gonna pay day?
Jama Pede. It's Saturday. Yeah, Jama Pede.
Okay. So Mona is saying that. Yeah. So Mona is saying that today is Jama Pay Day. Okay, so you who owe the German people, you got to pay them. Yeah. Exactly that's what Muna is saying. But folks, good evening, and please let's share the show. Muna, please let's share the show if you have access to internet. Please let's do. Let's share the show so that all of followers or some of our followers who are also maybe may not be connected to us or with us will also get glue on the show and also follow. So indeed, Asata, she's the first person. In fact, she sent in her comment. So indeed, Asata done so. Let me say the pleasant good evening. I know maybe it's afternoon to some of you, or better say it's morning time. My good friend, brother Mustafa Balo. Also, let me say the wonderful way to say happy weekend to all of you. You know, Muna saying German pay day. So those of you who was not able yesterday to reach to our basket, please. Yeah, you know, you got to visit, man. You got to stop this kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. Emmanuel Jabo. Yeah, my brother. What's up, Chief? I have a friend. Yeah, so please let's share the show. Those of you who just join it, comment, like, and share. Muna, let's do the same thing. Uh, I did have close to, okay, we already hit almost 200 plus. So that move all the way to 300 or maybe 400. Then we will chip in on some of the happening. But again, Muna, yeah, socially, what happened in Muna? That's one of the social things ongoing.
Yeah, I mean,
Any,
not the
what?
Saturday, but just hoping to see how it will end. You know, tomorrow is Sunday to get one or two things going. So everybody just talking about some people in the market, getting some stuff for tomorrow to press something for tomorrow, looking for service. And all of that. You see some people in the entertainment center enjoying themselves. Yeah. Yeah. You know, sorry about
Um,
when people enjoying and people crying. Guess what?
Yeah,
So,
actually, yeah. Sometimes people go for burials, right, or funeral
yeah,
service
yeah,
and so forth.
yeah.
Yeah. Monk, what's up? Monk will be joining. I don't know what kind of leave that much you just took the free time. I keep receiving a lot of messages from people asking, maybe where's Monk? Monk here, though, people. Yeah. So, Mona, which church do you go to, or maybe worship with? Are you
Yeah.
one of the, or you want to be deaconess like me? We want to be deacon?
No, I haven't reached to that yet. Because
No, I
that's
know.
it. I know when you going to that place, you go with a whole lot of responsibilities. Yeah. Because once you're certain title, by a certain title, you have to live by it.
Mm.
Yeah, certain position you get, you have to live by it.
Oh,
So you know,
so
be
you're afraid
prepared
because
before.
of too many.
Yeah, you need to be prepared before holding certain title. Yeah.
Oh, look, don't put fear in some of all my moon. I will not take that from you. Oh, what kind of thing you're talking here, Simona? So you are
Yeah, but
saying that.
seriously, because
Mm,
there are some things you're supposed to do, right? And when you're going out and deacon, oh, deaconess, then you see
okay.
you, know, you you use on, you use on their children, you just toasting. Oh, is that a deaconess down there? Deaconess Muna, so and all that things. So
Hmm,
yeah. Mhm.
okay.
So the moment you reach that area now, forget it. So certain things, you need to go by the scripture, right? Yeah, make things right up, we'll see, and then it will follow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the truth saying that when anybody will want to be a bishop, one thing I like about the Holy Book, it gave everything, but it's just that some of us now and there we don't read. So the only thing we do is we run after the I don't know Muna, how you call quote unquote the spiritual things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, we are also forgetting all of the things that have been said in the scripture or in the holy book about these things about who's supposed to be who, the role of a bishop, the role of a deacon, and so on. But again, we moved. So, so Muna is saying that because in the book of Timothy, indeed, there where they lay down all of these things that if you want to be deacon, the thing that you need to do. Huh? If you want to be deacon, so you got to be what? You have to have good heart, gentle soul. That means you should be able to talk to people good. You can't be greedy. Yeah, every time when you hear some of us talking about people being greedy, these are things that we keep saying because these things are all in the Bible and in a book. That if you are, Muna, so that go back Muna to being greedy, that the Bible also talk about. Okay, let me see. Cassidy is here already. Let me see how best to bring Cassidy on first. But Cassidy, what's up? What's up? How the Saturday? Long time though. One day looking at but Cassidy, All right, I think it's still doing some adjustment. So Muna, back to you because the Bible talk about being greedy. Are you seeing some of these things around us here today? That there are a lot of us who are greedy because of being greedy. That's why we are not giving out, or maybe we are not uh, quote unquote helping other people, and we want everything for ourselves. Like you will see one, maybe one deacon have more than 4 or 5 cars. And so, what say you?
Yeah,
Mona?
I would term that as greediness because if you in the church, you are a deacon, there's pastor, and all of that, evangelist. Like you can see some people in the church, right? They don't have to even eat. It's not there. They don't have it, and you have it. You share. You share with your members and things. Maybe it might not be every day, at least maybe that weekend you share with them. But somehow, because of the greediness, we want everything for ourselves. Then when they post you, oh, deacon, daddy, then they go, mother, to honor
Hmm?
you and things. Yes, to honor you. So I go to the house, oh, daddy, daddy, so now you've been in a car. Daddy. But they can't even help you because of greediness. You know, sometimes because of greediness, we're so greedy, we want everything for ourselves. Sometimes we can't really do the God work correctly. Because you want everything, you're so greedy, you want everything, you can really go by the scripture. At the end result, you'll be that place for the longest you're in that position, there'll be no changes. No nothing happening in the church, nothing going on. Because maybe the only person you will really pay attention to, someone who can give and think, people can give. Like some people in the church don't have it, right? But there are services in the church. They are rendering. They'll go early in the morning, they will clean the place, dust the chairs and things, make sure everything tight. Because they don't have it, but they are working for God. But people like that, once they are not in church today, one day, nobody will show concern. No one show concern. That can be the problem sometimes. But when someone can give, when I pass you kind, just gonna envelope, hey daddy, I've been late for you, let the envelope your mother weekend yeah. Once they see you, 1 minute, so when they see that chair, will be looking around, when they see you, they show concern. Ah, what happened? Marina, yeah, what happened? Or Paul here today. They ready to all around. So sometimes the people look in the church, but I'm in the church, no appreciation, nothing. Even I go to church when they even see in the street, like people won't ask you, they won't ask in the street, but what happened? What happened today? We not see today. They people say, but well, so if you see me in the church today, so on the street you're seeing me, they be asking me. So it's sometimes the bringing sometimes it's on the churches and people members of the churches and things. They see they can go to our churches. We will tell you say they can't look for you in the church. Nothing. Once you can afford, but in the church you're doing a God work, they can afford. I want to get pay attention to. And then they are so greedy to this one, the pastors and things, they want everything for themselves. Time and thing, they offering and thing, they want everything for themselves. For that reason, you see, that's about they say when you want to speak the pastor, you go to you soon the money. So now money. Because everything the market you see in our pot, you see there. So
All
when
right,
the
Mona. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
the greatest and when the care is not there for members and things, what God for you to
Hmm.
do it, but not doing the right thing, that church can go.
All right. Thank you, Mona. And I think two of our team members are also here. Monk, after a few days away, very busy, but at least today you were able to chip in. Monk, good evening
No, you are
before Brother Kendrick
you
join us.
just another politician. I told you I was coming back on Monday, but the way you started the show, how people been calling, what happening to the phone, you just
Yeah.
been making your thing. I was supposed to log on, but anyway, that's it. I was supposed to be back on Monday, but I was just chiming today, and then we can do it on Monday. But I've been listening,
Wonderful.
following the show. Thank God to be here. Just from running a little bit. The weather here is a little bit nice. We are 47 degrees in the Twin City. That is almost like spring weather. So I went to run small this morning. Just came from running. I'm still sweating, but I said, hey, let me just join the team for today because I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
the rest of the guys will be here. So, but I'm here.
That,
Thank God to be here.
that, yes, that's good, my brother. I know you want to chip in on that question because that question goes down to all of us as Ben or Guide, because if you see most of our religious people today, All of you talking we're all doing here today is just because of greediness. Because they are never certified. They want everything, even when it costs for them to sell their own people to enter into government, they will do it. And today we are seeing all these things. So yeah, Brother Cassie, let me welcome you. Then the two of you will chip in on our what we're talking about here before any politics or before we move on.
Okay, thank you so much, Mabon, and the rest of the team members. Thank you for the hard work. I've been out, I've been down in a few days, but I just thank God I'm up. Thank God for the SKTV show and listeners, viewers, followers, those of you who are logged down to the broadcast. I'd like to say welcome. This is Radio Format in collaboration with the SKTV show, True FM, Top FM there in Granada. And Radio Format is owned and operated by the Rufus and Roof 30 Foundation. Thank you so much, Mabon. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, my brother. So let me start with Monk. Monk, if you go back to is that yes, I think it's in the book of Timothy. But anyway, let's move back. Monk, I think you just listened while I was talking about the issue of being greedy, because if you never certify, then that means all the people that will be around you, they will always suffer from all of your attitude of being greedy. So what say you when it comes to the issue of people, what are their religious people, deacons, bishops, and so forth? And we have even seen with all of the quote-unquote what happened even in a Methodist church. It's just because people want to be greedy. So what say you?
Beautiful. I told you from the day I understood the difference between spirituality and religion, I was done with religion. Because as far as I'm concerned, religion is nothing but a moral compass to guide us on a day-by-day basis. But there are certain things they call universal declaration, universal principles that we must all follow. I tell you, religion is just man-made rules to understand the divine. Spirituality is getting to know God on a personal level. That's why they call spirituality. You forget about religion because religion is only going to put you in a box. I told you on the show before, I said, when you're growing up, there are certain things you used to accept. There was certain doctrine or teaching that you were given, right? And there is a time in life where you start questioning things because the learning is a two-part learning. Once you are gathering information, you are that what they call knowledge, you are taking information. Then at a certain point in time, you start evaluating the information that was given you. You start questioning things. So these days, I don't accept anything because I question everything. For me, the whole idea about how they call it, people exploiting other folks, about tithes and offering. I know the religion that people call Christianity today is not a religion, it's just a lifestyle that you emulate the teaching and the life of a particular man that once existed on this planet. Now what they call the incarnation, God coming in the form of a flesh to teach human being a particular principle and things to follow. And what he said, we should help the poor, we should feed the hungry, we should clothe the naked. That's why he said he never talked about exploiting people. Remember, the church do have a role in society. Why do you think when you come to this country, like the Salvation Army of the World, they got shelter, they got food shelter, they help the poor? I mean, people will contribute. Folks that are doing great economically in society will always contribute to the things of God to make sure that the word of God is spread all over the world. People sign up to be missionaries. Some people want to be usher. Some people want to be evangelists. Yeah, we know that we must finance these kind of services in the church. But at the end of the day, the core duty of the church is to help the members. Church is supposed to be having fun. They're supposed to be partnering with the government to have job opportunities you can post in the church. Because if you are demanding tithes and offering from your congregation, if they don't have a job, if they cannot make ends meet, how are they supposed to contribute towards the growth of the church? That's where the problem is. So most of these people you see these days masquerading as men of God, clergymen, I have no regard for them because they're not even going according to the principle and the teaching of Christ. During the days of Christ, I didn't see Jesus Christ living an offensive life. He was going. The most important thing, the Great Commission, go and make disciples of your own, right? To spread the gospel. That was the number one. That is the mandate given to anyone who calls themselves Christian in this world. Go and spread the gospel and preach the good news. And he said, when people refuse to accept your teaching, you shake the dust off your feet and leave. So all these things about people buying fancy car and private jet, no, they are doing their own thing. It has nothing to do with Christianity. And let me tell you something about greed. People who are greedy, you know what they have? They do have something called scarcity mindset. They believe that it's not too much to go around. So they want to grab everything. They got a kind of a scarcity mindset. They believe that I must hold everything because at a certain point in time, maybe I won't be able to afford it. But when you have an abundant mindset, you don't hold on to things. Things flow through you. When I get $2 in Melbourne, I can get Melbourne 50 cents because I know in the future I will be able to reaccumulate everything that I spend or everything that passes through me. So, my brother, it's up to folks to make decisions of their own. We live in the information age these days. People can go and do their own research. Nobody, if you choose not to be brainwashed, you will not be brainwashed because every information that you need out there, they are all out there for you to go and do your own thing. So if you would sit there and some men of God, some so-called men of God come and scam you and measure holy or in bottle with different size, they're charging you different amount of money, then it's up to you. It's your own ignorance. And they got a saying, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. If you choose to be stupid, people will brainwash you and use you because everything comes down to choice. So let me stop there for now, Mabel. I don't want to go
Thank
any
you.
further.
Yeah, thank you so much. The great Monk. Monk is back indeed. Thank you, my brother. Brother Kasari, what say you
Yeah,
with the entire thing? Go ahead. You listen to
me
Monk?
bon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to one lengthily. He spoke well, and the issue with tithe, pastors, seeking their own welfare over the members of the church. Yeah, I mean, a normal practice in our society, and which we think it is not good. Scripture did not give that as a command. In Malachi, Scripture demanded members to bring their tithe and offering in the storehouse. And the reason for bringing the tithe and offering in the storehouse, so that there may be meat in the house. Meat in the house. And the house, it means the church should be a place where people will go and get relief. You go and get hurt. All right? But nowadays, the pastors are seeking their own welfare. Pastor want to ride big car. They want to wear the finest coat, and, and you see the members are living in the abject poverty. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fine. That's not what Scripture says. And sometimes you see the church building itself is not conducive, but the members are paying tithes. They are paying the offering. So I think it is very much important that pastors, bishops should seek the interest of the members, because the church is the place where people go to get refuge. Somebody will be in a kind of desperate need, go to the church, expecting for God to come down and help them. All right. So you have to share with the members. You have to seek the widow's affair. That woman had lost her husband. She doesn't have anybody to help her. She in the church, she's struggling. All right, but you expect her to bring her tithe. You expect her to pay her offering. Then after paying the offering, you take it and put it in your pocket. And most often you see that's the reason a lot of breakaway are going on, because even the assistant pastors, the church workers that work along with the pastors, they are not being treated fairly. All right, they're not being treated fairly. But the senior pastor expect the assistant pastor to go in the morning, teach Sunday school, Wednesday teach Bible studies, and Friday, the prayer service, everything. The assistant pastor, the prayer warriors are there, the evangelists are there going out, but they're not being treated up. So you see, a lot of them what desire to say, but then I have to go establish my own church because I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own tithe, my own offering. I want to be like my boss as well. So I think it's not fun for us, pastors, bishops, who have to still reason to really, seek the welfare of the members and those church workers. Thank you.
Well. In fact, I don't know, but I'm really, really overwhelmed with all of the response that we are getting. Sometimes when we bring up some of these things, then we all will learn. But again, it's just quite frustrating before I ask you people on your take about what happening maybe in the United Methodist, because mind you, tomorrow will be Sunday, and now people are all people are not terming every Sunday now as United Methodist Day because of their situation. Every time they are fighting in churches and so forth. But again, let me come up with my own take. Okay, Steve is also here, and I know my professor will also chip in on what we're discussing. But quickly, you know, for me, it makes no sense to see a church residing in a community, and that community is in darkness. That means I'm not talking about the physical light, no. But the word Brother Cassidy just said, when it comes to even the community giving back to the church, when it comes to some of the churches giving back to the very communities, I haven't seen anything of such. But the church is right there in the community, and the community is there struggling. Every other thing the community going through, either they'll be writing either government officials or they'll be writing other group of people. But you see, the pastor there with more than 4 to 5 cars. You will see the pastor there with every time you see him with the latest clothes, all of the latest Gucci's, or all of the fashions clothes. Every time you see him, he's well neat. Like I was watching another video where I saw a pastor. You know, I don't know anything that maybe he was doing video, maybe to or maybe for publicity or what. They showing him security guarding him, people opening door for him and getting in expensive car, and you know, and the driving, you know, and he posted that on his page. So I was like, wow. So do we reach to this level that you will see a man of God that's supposed to be the light and transform the lives of the people? People continue to pay tithe, continue to pay their offerings, but they get nothing in return. Some of the members, they get frustrated and they walk away. They walk out of some of the churches. And today we are seeing that even our religious people, some of them now, they are even advisors to every government that comes. Today, where are we? We have religious advisors, but today see the country. So noise.
And maybe on to that coming small. You know, even though churches are not paying tithes, they're not paying tithes. You collect the tithe from the members, and you as a church, you are not paying tithe to other bigger churches. That's the problem I have with them.
They don't even pay taxes to even government. That's the first thing, man, bro. They don't even pay taxes. They are tax free. They don't even look. These are things. But anyway, Steve, welcome, my dear brother. And what's Mama? Hey, let's see what's up. Let we go for. Look, Steve. Yeah, but my professor. So now you're
making about 150. They make it all 150. They make it all real 150.
But man, I don't know what ain't going on. I don't know what ain't going on with you, bro. We go there. So, Melbourne, to be quite honest, I joined the topic or the conversation late. And for me, like Monk, I like to, know, I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I'm very sorry I'm late. And so
we are discussing the attitude of our religious people, especially when it comes to the issue of being greedy. Because that's what we were looking at. We were looking at deacon, the role of the deacon and other bishop, that you should not be seen as one of the greedy person. But almost most of our religious people, especially the heads, they are all seen. Vividly, you can see that, yes, indeed, that they are seen like greedy group of people because some of them, they don't talk, even when things happen, just because they are receiving 1 or 2 cents. So that's what we were discussing.
Okay, well, Melbourne, we were one of the very first group of people. And like I said, I'm proud of SKTV. I'm proud of our reportings here. We don't sugarcoat, we don't mince our words. Sometimes some people don't like the way we say it. Some people are, Jesus defenders, so they don't like the way we say it. When you criticize Christianity, they take it personal, they get vexed. To get attitude and all of that. That's fine with some of us. Some of us are cool. We ain't worried about all that. To be very honest, we're not. We say as it is, we say as we see fit. But to be honest with you, Melbourne, at this point, between me and you, the country is now only a joke. The president is now only a joke. The religious people are now only jokes. But even the traditional people are also jokes. 1 minute years, Zanzan Kawada, another minute in our life, another minute in living. Nothing serious going on in the country. But let me say this though. As always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. I'm glad to be here. Concerning the topic you guys are having, Melbourne, I will say this to you and the rest of the team. It just started with the church. Like Cassidy was saying, the church contribute nothing to community, to societies. The only thing they do to make noise in people's ear all night. In the name of the having tirade, having revival, they just make noise in the community, shout all day, no resort. They sing church people, the majority of them. The next day you don't find it in the club, and I've said it and I stand with what I've said, majority of them, the church leaders, some of them are homosexuals. I stand by it. They're gay people. I hear them passing around talking about, go with the Southern Gomorrah. They go say that song. Your pastor, then most of them are homosexuals. They're both brothers. Me, I'm not afraid to say it. Me, I can say it clear. I can say simple English. I can say it the simple way. I know people don't like the way I say it. But I say it like that because that's the only way we can understand each other. Because if I start speaking BB Bogi, I will confuse the majority of our people. I'm not here to speak BB. I'm not here to speak BB. I'm here to tell you. And when we started saying anything from the beginning of the year, when Joseph Baga told what we said, majority of your pastor then, they're homosexual. Some of them, they say they're married to women, but they get men and are sleeping with men, they're sleeping with men, and sleeping with poacher, and they all say that lie. What did we see in the Methodist church? In the Methodist church, and I kickstart. And let me say this. That thing where you're joking with in the Methodist church, let me say this to you. The government is fully aware and the government is cognizant, the government is part of that plan. Let me tell you today. They want to legalize homosexuality in Liberia through the church. Yeah. So when it happens, you can say you're here from Sktv. We probably will not go behind the hall to go talk. The thing what will happen in front, we can tell you. The thing what will happen in front there, we can tell you so you can know when it happens. We're not looking for credit. You won't give up credit. You give up credit. You don't want to give up credit. We don't care. At the end of the day, we said it and we're on record and we'll continue to say the truth. So you'll be bouncing around before you make up your mind. Some of your pastors then will be in high heels preaching. They will get lipstick on their mouth and preaching. They will get earrings in the ear and preaching. They will be wearing winning clothes and preaching. When you talking about Jesus, they're talking. Anybody that thought Jesus they can catch you in that country. I say, if I'm moving to Liberia, there are two things I will do. I either get involved with politics or I get involved with church business. And the place you can call it. Especially church business, you won't call it, you get church. The only thing I will not do, Melbourne will not be part of my deacon bowl. No. I don't want to roll him. Oh, Melbourne, who can recruit Cassidy? You know, Muna, hand. Those people, you know, hand. But you, I can work with you. Muna can be chief deaconess. You know, she call it often, we'll care, then we'll share it, we'll move. We'll not get a problem. But Melbourne, back to you, bro.
Yes, indeed, my brother. Thank you. So again, that's some of us, what we keep saying, instead of all of the Christians or maybe the religious people standing up and saying no, the thing that happening right now in the Methodist church, I think it concerns everyone. But they are not looking at the Methodist church or looking at them fighting. But guess what? They just said, Steve, if that pass or if that thing happen, like once upon a time I said on this show that people are saying, you know, you got to go to the court for a get married. No. You got to go to the court to get a marriage certificate. Well, but people are living together as boyfriend and girlfriend for more than 10, 15, 20 years. Cassidy, is that not true?
That's true.
Good.
That's
good. The court get issue with that?
They call it co-shaping, right? They call it co-shaping. Co-shaping.
Good. So when we get here, the still just stated, and that's just the fact, Steve. The people are finding a way so that the entire issue can go through the church. As soon as the church endorse it and say, yes, we agree, that's it. Go get nothing to do with our whole thing. So just keep sitting down, thinking that it's only the Methodist people that this thing will affect. Yes.
Maybe, maybe I want to agree with Steve, because if you really look at how things are proceeding, you know exactly the government is aware. The government is aware of what is happening, but the government want to have a free ride, because we have two institutions that may likely oppose the passage of that identical gay right. One is the church, and another institution may be the mosque. Once the church accept it, the next target will be the mosque. When the mosque accept it, that's free ride. That's free ride. Those are the two institutions that are strongly opposing the passage of the gay right. So they are playing game. And the Christian community, the breakers of churches, the folk gospel, they are sitting supporting it. Nobody's speaking, as though something nice is happening. As though something nice is happening. This is something that the church in as a body supposed to stand up and speak against it. Look at they going to Sunday at the Bethany Church in around the 72nd Junction. You saw the police were even defending the other side, stopping those who wanted to go worship God, who are opposing the gay activities. They stopped them from entering the church. They stopped them from entering the church. You see? So the government is playing a very clever game, and the church need to stand up. If at all, the church would need to stand the ground. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that transition. Mark and that Steve and the rest of our team. So many things been happening throughout the week. I think we will just pick some of the things and talk about. But this morning when we woke
Why you
up this
want
morning.
transition of the weekend, bro? Continue with the social argument. I mean, social
Okay.
discourse. Why you want to go to politics?
Sorry, Chief. Sorry, that's true. Okay, good. Yeah. So what say you when it comes to the Methodist situation? Because every Sunday, we for the past almost 2 to 3 months now, we've been experiencing this. That every Sunday we hear a lot of noise when it's not from the other Methodist, it will either come or maybe from the other Methodist. So what say you, or maybe all of you, if you want to chip in on the key issue, quote unquote, with Methodist church or churches?
Well, for me, you got to understand a religious teaching from cultural warfare. It's cultural warfare that's happening, and it will happen in Liberia no matter how long they delay it. That's why most of the time for poorer country, and one of the things you always keep attention to when it comes to the economic activity, when you are in poverty, it's easy for people to impose their will on you. So poverty is a control mechanism, and you see it happening to third world country. Why you think previous administration or before they were trying to link aid to you accepting gay right? They know that poorer country will sign up for these things. So whether it's the Methodist church, they are only testing the word of the Methodist church. Once one of the big churches fall in line, the rest of them will fall in line. And why you think they are pushing the agenda? It's not because so many people practicing gay and lesbianism, but they understand that in poorer country, when you push these things, people will accept it. So if you go to the Methodist church, there are certain people in the church that are getting foreign donation. Look, money speak, and it will happen in Liberia. Because the government said attempted it. Under the Wiale administration, they attempted it. When we told them here that Luciaka Accord that happened where the disguises are human rights. These things are not human rights. They are data-driven agenda that being imposed on people. And once it starts from dominant culture, whether it's from America or Europe, the rest of the world will fall in line. That's how it has always been. So for me, it's nothing strange. That's why I keep telling you, Mabon, in this world, you need two things: study history and have a personal philosophy. Because when you got your personal philosophy and think that you believe in, when you are ideologically driven, you will know which side to pick in any fight, whether it's an economic fight, whether it's a social fight, whether it's a political fight, whether it's a religious fight. You need to have a clear definition as to what you believe in. Your fundamental principle are what going to guide you. So for me, I don't have issue with the Methodist church. I just know whether you are Lutheran, you are Presbyterian. Matter of fact, it's been happening in the Roman Catholic Church for a very, very long time. It's just the matter of legalizing in Africa, and Africa will fall in line because most of them look towards the Western world or European countries with their foreign bull. Because don't forget, all the major churches, they got foreign influence and foreign bull. They are the one that found out that global operation. So if it's acceptable in America, why do you think it's more likely to happen in Liberia? It's just a matter of when, not if it's going to happen. It will still happen, no matter what. I know that for sure.
So Melbourne, let me chip in really quick before we move on to something that's critically important here as part of the conversation. Let me give some historical facts because Monk is right. And when it comes to these political things that we mix up with the religion and social activities or whatever it is, it's very dangerous and risky. I can recall, as a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons from a personal standpoint, I condemn and dislike Barack Obama. All of the presidents before him, those things were brought on his desk to legalize homosexuality, lesbianism, and gay activities. And which, for the record, let me be on the record to say, I do not subscribe to anything that has to do with homosexuality or any way, shape, or form. I don't. The reason for that is there is no long-term benefits or waste of time. It's foolishness. That is my position. You can get your position, we will respect it. Anything that has to do with another man being with another man is a waste of time. Do you know what it means? The men who passing around with another man, you know what you're missing out on? You understand what you're missing out on? You know what it means to get a woman? Do you know what I mean? You know what you're missing out on passing around with a friend, man, the same thing when you get somebody. You ready? Something gotta be wrong with your brain, for your brain to function that way, for you to even arise as a man to see another man and you feel like you want to sleep with that man or you want to be with that man. You know what you're missing out on with me? You're not even understand yourself. Maybe you need to try a woman, then you will know what time it is. You know, I'm Melbourne, I'm a boy monk. Ask them, they know what time it is. You're missing out. So I want to clarify that part. But from a historical standpoint, Barack Obama came to power in the United States. Under Barack Obama, the Supreme Court legalized this thing. But they don't only legalize this thing. It became a proliferation in the United States to the point where, look, let me tell you today, I think Monk shared a video, just coincidental, Monk shared a video this few days, where you see one grown man, body man, who can eat iron, who can body. A friend man needing not proposing to him. Two men who can go to Jimbo, get body. Rather than take two from women, they take two from women. Women who's all better. Y'all don't understand why you're missing out on women. Yeah, y'all not understand. You gotta be a woman to know. You see my boy maybe and Kevin shaking the head. No, you missing out. But the thing I'm trying to say is, this is what we got. This is the disgrace and the shame we got. Fast forward, Barack Obama decided to push that out of foreign policy, took it to Africa. In fact, on camera, on record, the Kenyan president at the time told him straight up, quote unquote, Africans were not worried about that for now. We're worried about food to eat. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. Now, let me say this for the record. The reason I'm laying the historical fact is because before President George Weah could leave power under his foreign minister, Kimia went and signed Liberia onto gay and homosexuality rights. Let's be on the record. And you think that thing will not pass in Liberia? They finish using your government. How long to get a pastor there and no council or church in minute, few dollars for them to keep quiet? How long? How long? Call them and just what other bishop they know you can call him as a winger. Chancellor getting one oka. All the noise used to make. Chancellor getting one oka. Winger show him off. I say as a winger, he show him off. Like when Jowiata and Yang talking foolishness. As a winger show him off. Chancellor carrying to the back of the hall and get as a winger one oka. He show him more. He show a birthright to Charles Taylor. The reason I'm saying these things. The reason, and these are allegations, right? It is alleged that Charles Taylor getting one old car, and for that they show it more. But the reason I'm saying these things is because let me tell you something, the groundwork has been laid from the political standpoint to push this agenda. So it is easier to go to the church. So you know what we started hearing in the United States? And God love everyone, and God love you as you are, and God love everyone. Then your God is a hell of a confused God. I say, if your God made man, woman, and they seen God turn around here and say two men can be together and two women can be together, that God is a hell of a confused God. Maybe you don't need to
follow-up question, Steve. I got a follow-up question for you and more probably before our team come on to maybe on the same topic. One of the bishops from the Methodist Church, he said that he said the people told them, according to him, he said that the people told us that one man to two women was wrong. But now the same people, after they finish teaching us, after they finish brainwashing us, that the same group of people now they're coming back and telling us that men can get married is good.
Yeah. So they take away from so they take away from our women. You see how they hypocritical? They take away from our sister and our mother then. Let me tell you something. This is a bigger thing that we're playing with. This is population control, word control, numbers control, or whatever it is. It's a strategy. It's a strategy to stop reproduction. That's why I said homosexuality got no long-term benefit. It got no long-term benefit. I leave woman and man better something inside. Baby can come from there. And me, let me say this. You know, sometimes on the show you can hear, they got that woman business. And me, I let woman business, that woman born me. I let woman business. What didn't so scare me? I let woman business. You think I'll be like Melbourne will be passing around acting funny, you know what I'm saying? I let woman business 100%. I don't subscribe to the other foolish side of your thing. Me, I let woman business, that woman born me. What do all there? But maybe back to you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, my brother. I don't Cassidy, you want to chip in? Cassidy, want to chip in quickly? Cassidy, you are muted. Yeah, go ahead.
I just okay now. Steve just said it all, but the only difference about Steve and I is the way he present it. But I think it's just wrong. Man, that's in my view, is not of God. It's not of God. That's why God created man and a woman. All right. So why would you be a woman and John be a man? That's what you see now. What would you rather see? What you rather see? So the women need to stand up as well. The women need to stand up. Because if they said and see this is happening, there'll be a shortage of men. Because
that's what men get when you go.
You see? So the women, I will help the women to run that campaign. They should stand up because it will be a very disaster for them. Thank you.
Muna, you want to chip in quickly? Because when they get business partner, that means I don't know what you're
doing now, Muna. Oh, you guys said, I just go to also discuss. You guys said it all. Yeah, it's the same thing. So that go straight to the.
Well, thank you, Muna. So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Saturday edition of the SKTV show. You know, sometimes we don't want to be talking about politics, but in fact, maybe one of these days we'll just go straight into some of these things and discuss it because gradually these things are killing our society. So, to our old folks, even though Steve was talking too fast, so maybe you're not getting still saying that the people they want to bring gay business in the country, and when they come, your boy children them. They will be doing a lot of funny thing.
A dead. I'm not going to bring it dead.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. But they are also telling you that for men to get more than one woman is bad. But for men to
I've seen you go to hell.
Yeah, you'll go to hell. But for men to get married is good.
You go like it, go to heaven.
God. Yeah. But anyway, let's move, my people. So yeah, Steve. What are some of the training news? Because this morning, like I was saying, we woke up and the internet was flooded with a lot of information about the president having meetings with the majority and a lot of the minority blog about the impasse at the Capitol building. But that's still unconfirmed. We're still doing our background check to get all of the facts as to whether this information is true. But someone will say, where there is smoke, there is fire. So far for me, I think that's the only major thing in the national capital about the president having a meeting with the quote-unquote the both minority and the majority bloc unconfirmed information or report. Well, go ahead, my brother.
Well, Melbourne, I will send you some kind of video. My Oma shared that video. We'll play that video. We'll react to that video in the conversations we are having. I just send it to you, and our people will have the opportunity to call those of you who are watching us. If you are now watching us on a live screen, please go on Sktv LIB, Facebook, look us up. You'll find us. You'll see our faces on there. You'll be able to watch a video too, and you'll hear our voices, or go on YouTube. We're there too. I think we're on other platforms. Please do that. No more, a lot of things going on. From an international standpoint, which we'll not focus on, it seems that Donald Trump checking on the Ukraine stuff. When Zelensky came here, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance bullied Zelensky. They bullied him in the place. It started off by first thing first, Donald Trump said, oh, he dressed now, he well dressed. It was a concocted plan. Even the journalist that asked the question, he's the boyfriend to one of Zelensky, to one of Donald Trump's surrogate, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She wanted a troublemaker in the House of Representatives. Very disgruntled. After the bullying, what Zelensky was saying to them was, it's not that he didn't want to sign a deal, but he wanted a guarantee because Putin cannot be trusted. Putin is a liar. Putin is a dangerous man. He doesn't keep up with his word. So let's sign a deal. But before I sign a deal, what are the guarantees that Putin will not sneak up on us after this deal? Because he's known for doing that. He has a record of doing that. It is reported as of yesterday and today that Putin, while they're talking all the people behind closed door, Putin is bombarding the Ukrainian or whatever it is. So Donald Trump is not happy with that. No, he should be happy with that. He should be happy with that. Because all the crap that he was talking, he should be happy with. He should. But that's a side point. From a Liberia standpoint, Richard Kuhn is under immense pressure. But the pressure is not only coming from members of his caucus, or the so-called majority. It's coming from the Supreme Court and Joseph Yuma Boakai and Jeremiah Kuhn and the rest of them. They want to backpedal. That means they won't go back. They won't change the word. Let me say this. Joseph Boakai is a hypocrite. We do not need Joseph Boakai to ask Fanatic Kofa. Let me say it on the radio so Fanatic Kofa can hear it. Because Fanatic Kofa, all of them listening to the show. As we speak, all of them, they're tuned in. Fanatic Kofa, yesterday, I thank you and the other representative that stood up for what was right on the show. Me, I'm on record, you do go, I will tell you thank you. You not do go, I will call you out. And I get problem, not personal. Don't go to no meeting Joseph Boakai call. Joseph Boakai is a hypocrite, it's a trap. Don't go to a meeting Joseph Boakai call. Joseph Boakai is not a serious-minded old man. He's a joke. I say it. That Joseph Boakai didn't set you up. Joseph Boakai, if they wanted for the thing to not go the way it went, for the disgrace to not come to Liberia, for the noise to not be in that country, for you to not be dragged like this, it would have happened. Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kuhn, they played you. Go sit down in meeting. And you, Jesus Jr., go sit down in meeting. The one that miss you, the other one that coming for you is bigger than this. Go sit down in meeting. Don't go to no meeting. Let the Supreme Court rule on the 14th. And we go from there. Joseph Boakai is not interested in peace. This thing Joseph Boakai call you and ask you to resign. Don't agree to nothing Joseph Boakai bring to the table. It's a trap. Joseph Boakai has brought this disgrace on himself and his government and Unity Party because they're a shameless group of people. Oh, now Joseph Boakai know that he want to resolve situation. Joseph Boakai don't want to resolve situation. His back is to the water. Why he want Allah in resolving? Joseph Boakai is a confusionist or deceptive man by nature. That's who he is. That's his nature. A confusionist. Everywhere you go, there yo-yo. There's confusion. There is noise. There is trouble. And the kind of man he is. He and Jeremiah Kuhn. Don't go sit down to no meeting. You hold your ground. You'll hear from the Supreme Court. After the 14th, let us see if the majority black will pass around and be making noise again. Then the whole country will get in noise. Let Joseph Boakai hear it now. Let him hear it now. After the 14th, let him say, "Oh, not respect the Supreme Court." Enough is enough. Let the Supreme Court rule first. When the Supreme Court finish ruling crystal clear, then we go from there. Fanatic Kofa. The thing why I'm telling you that in your own interest. The thing why I'm telling you in your own interest. Don't sit down with Joseph Boakai again on any meeting. Don't listen to them. Joseph Boakai is not interested in bringing peace. Joseph Boakai is not interested in resolving that problem. He is not. No, he is not. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Joseph Boakai is not somebody who is interested in peace. No, Joseph Boakai is not somebody. He can throw stone and hide in hand. Joseph Boakai disgrace you. Joseph Boakai brought shame on the Liberian people, on the House of Representatives. Whether the Yombli Kangalore or the Delon call you into a meeting, why don't go there. All of them, they are hypocrites and two-faced. Yombli is part of the group. She's a hypocrite and she's two-faced. She can't be trusted. On this particular issue, she cannot be trusted. Neither will Delon be trusted. These people gang up against you. The same thing they did to Alexander Cummings. The same thing they did to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf on her birthday. Joseph Boakai got up more early than to insult Ellen Johnson Sirleaf on her birthday. After Ellen Johnson Sirleaf made him vice president for picking, of all the people, she picked Joseph Boakai for 12 years. Part of her thank you. Don't fall for this. If you fall for them when the disgrace comes, the way we deal with you, you will not like it. Maybe I think that's on my mind there.
Well, Steve, quickly before or maybe before Brother Cassidy come on, let me also join you to say yes, indeed. Thanks to the councillor, for standing his ground. Like some of us will always say on this platform, we are in no way supporting Jeff Kofa to be speaker. No. But what we are saying here is that do the right thing and let the right thing be done for the sake of the rule of law or for the law. But if you think that we are still into the kind of rebel time, that you will be able to just wake up one morning and while James Colette for the formula, what they are doing, insulting people, busting into people's offices in the name of, because they are quote-unquote speakers, or maybe they are lawmakers who have the power, or they are called speakers. No. And we were here, we said all of these things to our president. Now, President Joseph Boakai, go and call these people and solve this problem. He said, no, all the president will not answer. How can 7 persons salaries have been 6? Steve, if you know your hand into anything, why hold people's salaries? We told this president that you are elderly man. You have all of the experience. That's why Liberian people voted you. So that at least you can give them hope. Well, instead of you giving the people hope, you dash all of the hope for the Liberian people. Today, see, where are we today? Shame and disgrace, embarrassed. Look, Steve, Liberian National Police, I will come to that. Go to the world ranking. The most corrupt group of police officers, either in West Africa or Africa. Liberia #1. So President Boakai, whether you call for the cover for meeting or not, for me, it's late. Steve, when that information came out, there was several of reactions. And some of the reactions were like, but President, you're very late. And you wasted time. Because the federal, the same thing happened to Representative Edwin Snow. What are you talking about? 2006. He dropped from war. In less than 6 months, somebody becomes speaker. They said the man should be removed. Who even understand all these things about then, Steve? Nobody. Okay. 2011. Maybe quote unquote the same thing happened. So because you remove Edwin Snow and you remove Eddie Starter, so you want to remove Francis Kofa, maybe the same junta way? No. So we ourselves, we want to get records of things. Like for example, yes, during our time when we were much younger, or during the time of this government, we witnessed the removal of Speaker by his colleagues, and they voted against him. And we saw that, and it was perfect. But now they kind of a system, and the kind of way that we are seeing today. So, Mr. President, whether you set up the dust or not, and Liberians are all waiting for the bill of information on Friday. And when that bill come out on Friday, nobody knows what's going to happen, because it's just about explaining exactly as what they said in their ruling. So we'll be waiting, Steve. And Brother Cassidy, go ahead. Maybe you want to respond to that also. Then we'll go
Yeah, thank you so much. And, you know, this is the same thing we said in the past, and people took us for granted. Liberia is a country of law, not men. Not men. And I would like to say kudos to the councillor for standing his ground. And all of us were at our voices together to say to you, Speaker, don't you ever attend any meeting with President Bouaga. He's not a friend. Imagine President Bouaga took you from Liberia, at which time he have organized those gangsters at your back to remove you. When you took him to you took him to a room to meet with the poor. The man is not a friend to you. That's a devil to you. And I want to say this. I think it is late for the president. It is late. This is a problem that would have been solved long since. Now see what the damage happening the problem had too. The capital building got damaged. Only because of the simple thing. You as president, you will have solved this problem very quickly without getting the country into expensive. To renovate that capital building, that is more money. That is taxpayer money. The taxpayer money is going to be used to renovate that building. So let Fredikova remain where he is under the Supreme Court can come out with a verdict. Whatever result that it will have attached to it, then we see it. But going to a meeting, having common ground, is late. That the law take a course. And I know Councillor Fredikova is a respecter of the law. He's not going to bow down to what Bouaga is going to say. He's not going to bow down. This is number 3 man in the country. And I see no reason why Bouaga will start having problem with Fredikova, where Fredikova is even working according to his agenda. Not just because will always oppose the view of the president, because they are not in the political party. They are now working they will not work in line. But you have a speaker that even his political party has problem with. They are accusing him of aligning with you. So what so special you want? What is the difference you really want to show the Liberian people? What a different radical will bring on the table that Fredikova will not bring? An experienced lawyer. So I think it's so unfortunate for the old and sleeping president to take our country into the kind of dodgent. Thank you so much.
All right, good. Yeah, so Mark, you want to chip in on the speaker Wahala or the situation that's still ongoing?
Well, Liberian politics will always confuse you. I don't know. When people believe that Joseph Bouaga was the one that engineered the ousting of Fredikova, I don't know why he would want to play peacemaker to try to settle this stuff. I don't know how you can put the two together. The one thing that I know, I will keep saying it on the show. The Supreme Court will play her role. Anytime there is a complaint filed with the Supreme Court is there to interpret constitutional matter. The Supreme Court is not there to engage into legislative impasses in the House. That one I know what will happen. So whether we go to the 14th or the 16th or when the Supreme Court, because you told that you won the case already, that was the impression you created when you were confusing yourself in the country about 2.5-page document that the Supreme Court opined on, and people wanted to play their own politics. They ran around the place there. At the end of the day, today, Fanatic Kofa is operating. He's not operating as a speaker. So I don't know the decision of the Supreme Court, because remember, Ansali Chama, this whole issue that the Supreme Court decision, it was kind of a milky. You cannot tell exactly. I think about what the Supreme Court would do. The Supreme Court look at the matter. She will side with the constitutional aspect of it, and then the political side, she will stay away. I mean, they will stay away from it. That's just where it is. Nothing is going to change. They will go back to that Supreme Court on the 14th. They will come, they will repeat that same old thing, that the speaker was not removed constitutionally. But we told you from day one, that was the intent. The intent was never to remove the speaker constitutionally, because they never had a number to remove him. What they did was to scrape him off his power. That's all they did. And that's a legislative matter. So at the end of the day, whether we go to the Supreme Court 10 times or 15 times, the Supreme Court will always interpret constitutional matter. When it comes to political matter or legislative impasse, they will tell them to go and settle it. The ECOWAS came to Liberia, said the same thing, because ECOWAS understands the constitutional aspect versus the political aspect. So for me, I hate repeating myself, talking this thing over and over and over, and people will drag it all along. You go back to the Supreme Court, you come from the Supreme Court. If Joseph Boga want to settle this thing, let them settle it, because apparently he gets into the play. You know what? Okay, yes, even though what I'm leaning towards Richard Kuhn, the fact of the matter is, it doesn't bode well for my administration. The update just don't look right. And as the president, I think it's about time for me to settle score. It's not a constitutional matter yet. It's a political matter. So if the president believes that they can handle it politically with the two opposing so-called speaker, the legitimate speaker and the regime speaker, then so be it. But when it comes to Fanatic Kofa and Richard Kuhn, the one thing you must know, the Supreme Court will not come and tell you, say, oh, we reinstating Fanatic Kofa. No, they will not interfere in political matters. That's when you can take to the bank. No, if you like, you can file 15 billion information. That particular one, it will never change, because that will be overstepping their bound. That will be almost like abuse of power or overstepping their constitutional limit. So the Supreme Court will always interpret constitutional matter. Anything that has to do with politics in our house, they will never interfere with it. Trust me. Only 14 again, you get the same result.
Steve?
Well, I think I agree with some of the things Monk said, but I want to respectfully disagree with the Supreme Court will be vague this time around, because in fact, that's why the Bill of Information was for, to pray the Supreme Court to be clear. Leaders around the countries have called on the Supreme Court to be emphatic and clear. No more ultra-virus, no more all of this. Let them be clear in their communication. Let them be very clear. For us who know how to read and write and to interpret, I can say this. I can say this to everybody, that the Supreme Court did rule in Fanatic Kofa's favor. And I stand by that because of the communication. The communication was clear. There was no ambiguity. There was no confusion. The Supreme Court was clear. The Supreme Court was clear on what it said. Joseph Yuma Boaka and these guys blatantly refused to follow the Supreme Court laws and rules. They decided to bring in the Justice Minister to interpret for them so that it could suit them to do what they wanted to do, so it could be their reliance. But the Justice Minister himself, he knew what he was doing too. So the day Joseph Boaka decided to fire him, I will be the very first man to be right on the table to say it's sweet for him. In fact, he needs to go, because he is one of, if anything happens in this country, in Liberia, the Justice Minister should be held liable. The Senate, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, should be held fully liable for it as well. Just like Yuma Boaka should be held liable, Jeremiah Kuhn should be held liable. These are the people that want to destabilize the country. These are the people that want to create problem and chaos in the country because they know what is right. But according to them, in the name of politics, this has nothing to do with politics. When you refuse to follow Supreme Court order or Supreme Court ruling, you must follow Supreme Court order and Supreme Court ruling. That's what it's about. Now when it's in your favor, or when it's in your favor, then Supreme Court are the arbiter of all the laws in the country. But when not in your favor, then you say, oh, Supreme Court can melt into our business. We are a different branch of government. Oh, but at the same Supreme Court you can go to when you get problem in your amongst yourself. That's the Supreme Court you can go to, right? And that's the Supreme Court you can go to. Y'all come on now. That's the Supreme Court you can go to. So when I hear people like for their formula then or whatever it is, you know, sometimes we can't want to talk some things so that it doesn't seem like you're looking down on anybody or whatever it is. But the truth of the matter is, we behave so behind. And these are the people that call themselves in law school, though. And I wonder every day what they be teaching them to that, I know, Louis Grant, whatever, what that thoughts that they got going on, what they be teaching them there. Because so far, it has produced a bunch of chaotic people, people that got problems, people that don't follow their own rules law, and they say they're in law school. How are you in law school? Look, I won't challenge any one of my students to come in public. You don't graduate yet. You can't argue with me. I see someone who joke on and they say, Tiawan Gonglo, that they're a teacher. But they go argue with Tiawan Gonglo on a platform that what Tiawan Gonglo saying, and that's why they, you got to be smoking something, or something got to be wrong with you. Something got to be wrong with you. Something got to be wrong with you. The Supreme Court was very clear. Autovirus, whatever you want to call it. It was the majority black. They were in the wrong. Point blank and period. We're not going to say this is political. There's no political. And the part to tell you that Joseph Boakai himself is a shameless man. And I've always said, and I stand by that position. You like it, say I insult him. You like it, say I disrespectful to him. I don't get a problem with your opinion. That's your view. Smoke your opinion. That's on you. I don't care how you feel and what you think. I'm always sticking with the facts and the issue. I don't get into politics. I get into the issue and the facts. Joseph Boakai, anybody who got any sense of remorse, any sense of, let's say, yeah, I want to protect my dignity, you will not behave the way Joseph Boakai can behave. You don't come and show your hand that you support this. Joseph Boakai supported this noise from day one, as evidenced by that. And Joseph Boakai recognized Richard Kuhn as speaker in his speech to address to the nation. Dala. Everywhere Joseph Boakai has gone, and he has recognized Richard Kuhn. Dala. And he sent the LMP there through Pachesuru to go and protect Richard Kuhn inside. Dala. The two who talking Dala. But they see Joseph Boakai saying calling your in meeting. Something got to be seriously wrong with it. What they want out of shock guy on a Tikofa himself to be misbehaving. He said, look there, he left to be disgraced. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at him. He said he left to be disgraced and dishonor. That's why I'm looking at him. He's supposed to dishonor me and disgrace me. And I think I go sit down in meeting with you. I told you United Party people say Joseph Boakai will not put him more in legislative business or whatever it is. And what you say? When we call on Joseph Boakai when anything started, Joseph Boakai should remove himself, move here from inside. And your United Party process, Joseph Boakai not putting hand in legislative business, but we saw him putting hand inside. Oh, that now, that one for him to can mitigate it and make it know that he's the father of peace. Joseph Boakai is not a peacemaker, he's a confucianist. He's a divisive man. I say it. He is a divisive man on a religious standpoint, on a political standpoint. Basically, let me say, basically, he does not have the interest of the country at heart.
Okay, maybe
Steve. Yeah, quickly. But like I said before you come in, let me just add up to what Steve was saying. You know, it is indeed frustrating. It's terrible. It's bad for us as people. And let me be frank. You know, with all of the holding and pulling and Liberians, they are looking up to this president for their lives to get better. But I think President Boakai allowed this legislative impasse to sweep his attention from so many things, especially with the bread and butter issue. Look, Steve, like what you were saying, Rachel Kuhn, even when that fire incident happened, we're in this world. You and myself will live in the same house, or maybe we do business in the same house. Then something happened in the house. Well, Una Maybon will be investigated. Una Maybon will be arrested. Una Maybon will be calling on always for investigation, but they leave it out. But people are saying, no, the government is supporting Steve. The government, that Steve and Maybon doing that to you. For me, it makes no sense. You are investigating fire incidents, but you leave the majority black group out. You are only investigating the minority black. What kind of country are we running? Burkina Faso, a 38 years old grandchild of President Joseph Yema Bouaka, making huge mark. And we are here wasting our time. Every day UL children are in today. After a few days, they are protest. We stay into all of these things. We haven't even started discussing about the bread and butter issues. Every day you come here, it is either the House of Representatives, this and that, coming from the president. I wonder as to what the president really in charge. I think something is not right, Steve. And when you go back to the former president Manassalif's statement, it is indeed troubling. That we got to be very careful. We have to be very, very careful, or else something serious may likely happen. Because if this impasse continue to happen or continue to go on this way, it will reach certain level where the cup will get filled, or maybe the balloon. You know, when you put too much air into the balloon, it will burst. And when it bursts, what's going to happen? Something going to happen. So for me, in closing, before you come, Balakesari, I'm calling on the president to say, you know, let anything from Manassalif, let him learn something from his 38 years old grandchild who in Burkina Faso, President Bouaka. Your grandchild is doing well more than you. It's frustrating. It's terrible. We don't want to be coming here and be discussing what Burkina Faso doing right now. Right now, Burkina Faso is moving with speed. While we are here sleeping, people are corrupting, stealing money. All they care about is what you're saying, Steve. So the Senate, they agree for Rachel Kuhn to be speaker because, quote unquote, they want to get all of their loophole. They want to steal. They want to get the budget under control. So because of that, they allow Rachel Kuhn to be, quote unquote, the majority black speaker, signing on budget. When you talk and say, but who signed the budget? Okay, so the Supreme Court recognizing, then they should not be taking as. Who told you that Rachel Kuhn pay people? How many companies Rachel Kuhn get? How many businesses that can get to go pay people? But again, that's it. So, Brother Cassidy, come on quickly before
Brother Cassidy, come on, I beg you quickly. Please leave Ibrahim Traore. Don't put Ibrahim Traore's name with Joseph Bouaka in the same sentence. Joseph Bouaka is telling Joseph Sktv he couldn't learn from him. Joseph Bouaka is not teachable. No, he's not. His vice president told you that he bring gun down the drain. When somebody bring gun down the drain, that means that brain is not there. And then the Senate, the man who supported him in James Barney said he got no spine. Any human being that got no brain, no spine, you useless. Like people then say, any human being that got no brain and no spine, the people who support him, who brought him to power, they say, first of all, he got no brain. Then they turn around and say he got no spine. And when you say, you come and teach, where you going to teach him? Where you going to teach him? Leave Ibrahim Traore name out of this. Joseph Bouaka, the people say, Jeremiah Kun said Joseph Bouaka got no brain. And then Jim Barney said Joseph Bouaka got no spine. So, Kanye Akeseli, we talking about people get brain and spine. You talking about somebody who not get brain and spine.
All right. I think the Supreme Court will bring an end to this the whole saga, because I think you saw some of the communication from the Supreme Court referring to Rachel Kuhn as the purported speaker. So I think this time around the Supreme Court going to play a role, and they'll be clear, because the Supreme Court herself have been affected. The issue have been, level against some of their members on the bench. All right. Some of them have been called names that I don't want to repeat on the show. So I think come Friday, the Supreme Court will play the needed role to bring an end to this situation, because Liberia Liberia image has been damaged just because of the simple stuff, because of so many interests. So that's all I have to say. By just urging the Supreme Court to play the role to bring this thing to an end on Friday. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mark. I don't know whether you want to chip in on yes, maybe on the president for the 2 years experience and what happened quickly before. Yeah.
For me, I will never take the political side of it. I know this. When the Supreme Court come out with a finding or ruling, it's also an opinion. Supreme Court ruling are not factual. That's why even the people that own the Supreme Court, they also play politics. That's why they got conservative versus liberal judges. The way how they interpret the law is based on their own political or philosophical their ideology. That's why it is. So there is nothing that comes in the Supreme Court that says a law is final yet. They are the final arbiter of the law in terms of interpreting the Constitution. But even when they come up with a ruling, it's still an opinion. That's why they call it a Supreme Court opinion. So everybody is coming over an opinion. The one thing that I know, I keep saying, Friday will come again, we'll be to the same place, we'll be at the same place when it comes to this whole thing about the Fanatikova and how they call it, Richard Kuhn. Because the whole idea is, how do you get the guy that left to come on the gavel of the speaker? And that's the political aspect. When it comes to removing the speaker with 49 lawmakers, that's the constitutional aspect. So I would say again, once they get to that Supreme Court, they made their case, they filed a bill of information, they will still separate the Constitution from the politics. Let me give you a typical example, because apparently some people don't understand. Melbourne, you watch TV in this country, right? Let me just give you an instance in America, because I know people can sue. We got a group of lawyers in America, they call it ACLU. The American Civil Liberty Union, that can even sue the government because the government can abuse her own constitutional power, that they can step over their boundary, and they got people here to keep them in check. That's why I keep saying Labrador don't have that system. Even in America, you can sue the government because there are certain inalienable rights that you were born with. I'm talking about constitutional right. Constitutional right is one thing, but the one that American people call inalienable right, that one you were born with it, the government can also abuse it. Let me give you a typical example here. With the same Trump. When the 2020 election was over, during the January 6th, people went to protest in Washington because they felt that it was a different kind of election with too many controversies. So Trump called for a protest January 6th. The allegation was Donald Trump tried to overturn the election. It's unconstitutional. He tried to overthrow the republic. Guess what happened? They went to court. The Supreme Court came out with a blanket immunity because the Supreme Court said when presidents make decisions in office, it's protected under their office, under their jurisdiction, under their Article 2 power. That's not nothing to overthrow a government. You know, when the Supreme Court ruled, and the Supreme Court was clear that you cannot prosecute a president because he got broader immunity under his Article 2 power of the Constitution. The special prosecutor they called Jack Smith, you know what he did? He ignored the Supreme Court ruling and he went on in filed what they call superseding indictment. Can you imagine that? So the whole idea, because all we were told, when the Supreme Court said that day, I said, I don't know which planet you live on. We want to respect the Supreme Court. We know the Supreme Court interpret the law, but the way how you understand it to be, that's not how it play out. Even in the great United States, can you imagine a Supreme Court rule with a clear mandate? They voted upon it, but one guy who was never even appointed by Congress, who was only given a power to litigate an issue, he went and filed a superseding indictment, even not going with the Supreme Court finding. So for me, the two groups, I have no interest. I have no interest in either one of them because I know they don't mean well. But we know that there are rules and regulations as to how to remove a speaker. And as far as I'm concerned, Richard Kuhn never met that condition. The political side will be the political side, but constitutionally, Fanatikova still remains the legitimate speaker in Liberia, even though when it comes to the day-to-day operation, he doesn't have that number because of the quorum, and there is no way that the Supreme Court can interpret how to bring those other lawmakers back on his gavel. That's the ambiguity, and I believe there will be no solution until some elders in the room can come and put a stop to this thing, because for me, it's mostly political than constitutional. That's my argument.
Well, Mark, maybe to your last statement where you talk about there should be maybe some errors coming in, but I think the religious people, they try, the traditional council, they also the traditional people also, I think they try their best. But you know, like we started, or like we start saying for a very long time that as long the executive hand is into something, Monk, no matter who go there, at the end of the day, they will do what they want to do. And exactly, it is glaring, and you can see it that this government 100% support the majority black speaker. So all of the religious people that went there to talk, people will call them behind the scenes and no, don't forget it. That's the politics. But yeah.
I know you don't want to run the show. I just want to be clear on this part before I can turn the table over to you. Remember when that thing started, what was my initial position on this stuff? The very first thing I told you about this whole legislative impasse, I said, my brother, let people intervene. If they cannot go to a constitutional crisis, then they must settle the thing politically. Because if these guys, whether it's the Fanaticofa bloc or whether it's the minority bloc, we have one loophole in both their rules, their standing rules and order and the constitution. That's why people keep leveraging it. If these guys are really serious, look, there were a couple of speakers that became victims of the same thing. That's my biggest problem. How Fanaticofa, you're not only a lawyer, but you are a politician at that. Where in the war you knew that this loophole existed, the first thing you should have done as a speaker, you know what? Let's find a way by our own standing orders and rules to close the loophole. Because who they did it against? They did it against Speaker Tyler. They did it against Speaker Snow. And most definitely, they will do it against the same Richard Cohn. Because that's why it's there for. They are not interested in solving the problem. They are all interested in manipulating it politically. The only difference is Fanaticofa were on the opposite side this time around. Because if, like I said, if they are really serious, even the rule of law caucus, that's why I say on the show, rule of law caucus, if you really believe in rule of law, close the one loophole that will compel lawmaker to leave or to break away on the speakership of the gavel, of the speaker. Because if you close that loophole, then nonsense will never happen again. But nobody is interested in solving the main problem. You want to go to the Supreme Court, keep going to the Supreme Court. That's my saying, Mabon, go ahead. I'm not going to talk about this again. I think we are talking enough.
So Steve, follow-up question. Steve, in the midst of all of the hurry and pulling, we saw the executive taking or scripting the embattled speaker, taking out of his immunity, his vehicles, even one of the lawmaker from the majority bloc also burst into the office of the embattled speaker. And people keep saying, oh, the president or the executive is not into this. This is politics. Steve, back to you quickly, and maybe Cassidy will chip in. What kind of politics that would destroy the nation or the society? Is that a good politics, or people are just maybe doing things just because they want to control power and they want to control money?
Maybe me coming. I think I don't call this politics because they are not succeeding. So what sort of politics is this? If you play politics and succeed without taking the country into a greater disgrace, then of course somebody will say and look at you. Okay, but with this, the guys are not succeeding. They are not succeeding. All they are succeeding in is to damage the image of the country. See how the country was discussed at the ECOWAS Parliament. It was just unfortunate for us. It was very much unfortunate, and I don't think there will be any negotiation that will make those guys from the majority bloc to really see reason to lay down their arms. No, because we made a for the family who has already taken onto himself the chairperson for concession in Liberia. Will be, will have that mind to say, yes, I will let this president to go. Then you get Mayor James Colette, who is the chairperson of Rule and Order and Administration. No matter who the pastor or the imam that will go in there to talk to James Colette or for the family, they will not succeed. So it just have to be number one, the Supreme Court, as I said earlier, come down with a straight definition of the ruling of what it's saying, or a straight explanation of the ruling. Then when Liberians see exactly what the Supreme Court means, of course I think the citizens from the very consequence will stand up. It is the citizen that will force the guys to go back to what they're supposed to do. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Steve, another thing before we go to the line to interact with our people?
Well, to your question, Milborn, and before we go to the people, I know I don't want us to leave this topic. Mark wants us to leave, which is fair. I agree with him that we spend enough time on this topic. I want to raise a point to some of you who have been calling on us that we are part of the CMC or whatever it is. Some are not part of the CNC. We didn't join the CNC. Sekou is part of the CNC. It's his constitutional right to identify with a party. He said it long before the CNC was founded that, we're not sitting on the touch. Some are we identify with a party, whether it's CNC or other parties. The 2029 election. So please keep it at the back of your mind. We have not joined any other party yet, but we're still doing our research and surveying to find out. In that same vein, my take on the CNC producing a candidate in Nima Kante. Let me say this on the radio. I think it's the first strategic mistake. Let me say again. It's the first strategic mistake for the CNC to rush to put in a candidate. I think the rush. You barely got certified a few days ago, a few hours ago. I would have waited to gain momentum and so forth. There is no pressure on you yet. You're a new party. I would have done some work on the ground and let it one slide. There are other by-elections that are coming up. In my honest view, if I were asking the CNC, I don't think they should have rushed to put in a candidate. Let me say again, I don't think they should have rushed to put in a candidate. They should have waited, do enough background work, build some serious alliances, sell themselves to the Liberian people, let Liberian people buy into it, then move in. There's a lot of work that has to be done in the back end. Again, they have the right, but me, I don't think it was a strategic move to rush to feed a candidate, but they have the right. That's what I wanted to say, maybe before we go to the line.
Well, thank you. So you can now place in your calls on 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call in this evening to be part of the SKTV show and yes, indeed, chip in on what we were talking about. Things affecting. Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mayborn. Let me say good evening to your other panelists there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is David King, and I joined you for my resident this evening in Spend Notice. You see, we said this thing, and then today we are now seeing Speaker Kofa. The Bureau of Information of FAR at the Supreme Court. I think they're going to clearly explain to us, the Liberian people, who are in doubt of this Supreme Court decision that was made some 2 months ago since the impasse started. I think it's been almost 6 months since the entire thing started. But we want to say to our brothers from one country who choose to be so arrogant in the entire fight. Our brother for the family, James Kule, the anxiety, young men coming out, not having hope or doing anything, and people giving legislative position. We know you will be excited, but it is wrong for you to be so excited and overreact. Now, if the Supreme Court explain to us what really the ultra-virus means, if they said to us that Speaker Kofa is the speaker, and Rachel Kofa, because they already started calling for the speaker. So they are clearly shown to us that he started speaker. Joseph Boakai tried to make his speaker, and I don't know why other people will say, oh, the old man will not even know. Joseph Boakai, he master man anything.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, I'm around calling from Negro community.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to know Fernandinho in the topical room, and then Fernandinho is coming back as a speaker. So what began on Radio Kun of the budget he received as a speaker? Will he be audited and prosecuted?
Well, wonderful question. Yeah, thank you. Maybe. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I'm Ali Tuko. I'm calling you from Saturday Market.
Thank you.
I to tell you guys, thank you a lot. You guys take your business schedule to come inform everything. You know, tomorrow we get the opportunity to call about the listing. Everything. So I don't you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for always listening to us. So thank you so much. All right. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor Steve and that of Brazilian Mall.
Yes, go ahead, my dear.
I'm Victor David Council. I call from the Honorable Student in Lord Joseph. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion and this evening. And firstly, let me provide this education from President Mall. You know, when you look at our Liberian society, we'll tell you that Liberia is constitutionally democratic. That means Liberia is not governed by men or by law. So your idea, spend the inflation of this, you have to give a political. And the President, we have a very high regard for you and the society you live in. So just delete that thing. If the political actor working by not fanatical for that should have been a history. So it's constitutional. Liberia is governed by the law. That's why even those guys that your political and a speaker your call for a radio tend to Equan deny them. If they were political, you think why Equan not going to accept them? So my brother, you need to accept the reality.
All right. Thank you. That's the main view. So to this caller, good evening. Yeah.
This is G. I'm calling from Rototom, Sengo FE.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, let me tell you tonight. We Liberians, we are not serious. We believe to live in hardship, and that's what is going on. If we are serious, I'm calling upon all citizens. Let the army stay out of this process. One guy have already defended Liberia. Let Liberia rather get in the street. They are all men out of power. They may have nothing to offer to their country. Madam Bioki and the others are still corrupt people. When it's 29 election, one guy will see the election. You will not accept the result. Now, the people are rising, and military should stay out of this politics and move one guy to power immediately. Thank you.
Wow. Elderly man calling on his friend elderly man to be removed to tell you how frustrated Liberian. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Bill Steve, and my own brother and friend, Kazali Slow. Basically, Simana Doma speaking to you from Kuaban Bomai. Remember, it is disgraceful and sorrowful for Liberians where we find ourselves by now. And to just correct something, the issues of it is politics, it is not constitutional. When we keep saying it is politics, it is not constitutional. Is it politics that play in Nigeria of recent? It is the government of Liberia and the People's Republic of the Republic of Liberia, the citizen, what is based in Nigeria. All the ECOWAS out there. It was not politics that were playing there. So as long as Funati is not go into office here, to make listen to various organizations or entities around the world, they have been recognized as legitimate group. So any other group coming behind them become illegal. So the image of our republic become broadly destroyed and being disgraced. So if we do come looking at people like Polish family who killed before they become representative, the Indian
Hello, stop that. Today's caller, good evening. Don't come here and be accusing people falsely. Hello, go ahead. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for your show. Once again, this is Paul David from you. I join your discussion for Omega Market, the legacy of Summer Hallelujah. Or maybe if it is easy for me, I wouldn't want to ask one question, maybe your main speaker answer. Or those guys in the majority of Maple, those guys they are in majority. And they were determined to remove this speaker on the phone and take over. So my question is, why were they afraid of the procedure that are brought on to this level today? That was just a cause confusion for all. Please then see to answer the question.
All right, thank you so much. And Uncle Brad Tate, always struggling to get through the line, but it's not easy. Good evening.
Yeah, neighbor, how you doing?
I'm okay, though. Thank God for life.
And let me say, thank to see more in the U.S., Kennedy, and my own sister, Mona. You know, I think the latest topic dominated so much, and most of the people forget about what you were discussing before. But I want to agree with Steve when he said that he blamed Barack Obama for the gay thing. And can you imagine when Barack Obama went to Kenya, at that time you were state president, and they shared the platform. And then Obama was saying how people should recognize people who had different view of marriage and all those kind of things. And immediately when he left the platform, Euro went there and said that kind of thing is not in Kenya. Immediately he told Barack Obama. You see, so sometimes people got to stand up for their own right and their culture. That's what the Kenya president did that time. He shut out a more straight. And then let me come to most of the things you guys were discussing. You see, this country, if for everybody, all of us, we enjoying gay thing, lesbian thing, they mean the population and that play will still. It's still there, and when everybody start dying, the baby never start dying, then nobody to replay. Then maybe people will be coming from Guinea to occupy Liberia. So people must think to themselves. If your own culture is dying, it must remain dying. Don't bring it alive. I know that even when they said okay, they imported the homosexual lesbian thing, but it will remain about themselves. You don't tell it to the traditional people. So you see, the church and the traditional people have to stand up. Including even the mouse, they got to stand up. If you don't stand up and stand up, population will be declining. And that's what the people want. Your population decline, they take over your resources. On the issue of the later one you were discussing, my brother, the only thing, let the Supreme Court the case because we are high precedent, let the pressure rise, speak up politically, then resign. Every slow or dollar, then even Senator Ginabo, when you were protest, the pressure rising. You don't remove them. So let's see, let them remove them, let them play constitutionally, they will know they will get another precedent.
All right.
Other than that, when they settle it, Bianco, there's no precedent.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
I need to be calling back. You know, I had to purchase the call for earlier on. I know I'm a supporter. During the legislature, I will remove everybody in the legislature. Everybody. Look at the Burkina Faso racing day. What it meant to go and to go up. Burkina Faso to produce all of things in our country. When one like that's the guy, every time I get to company, you got to come here, come on the radio. After we'll be talking about stay, the poor man won't put it there, will be like what you don't want. So anybody that won't move to the back, will be supporting it. I'm just like that will support it.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Megan, and good evening to the team.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, that is Alfonso Johnson phoning from Sicily community.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to speak on the issue that Steve raised a minute ago, talking about the CMC featuring or candidate within the by-election in the county. I'm one of those that have been in doubt about that particular decision by the CMC. It's just a new funded, political party. They shouldn't go with kind of emotion. So I think they should take their own time to see how best to mobilize and to see how best to bring the attentions of the people before they can also bring all candidates within this kind of election. And back to the fanatic issue. Some of us have been saying this for a very long period of time since this thing happened. That the particular president, Mr. Bwaka, is one of those that have been masterminding or that is masterminding this particular issue that's happening within the legislature. Imagine even his phone So the issue are saying that how it is a normal political issue within the legislature, so it has nothing to do with it. But time come, there's a bit of time that all of those things will be revealed. That they don't tell you that his hand is in the particular thing that happening. If there is any danger that will occur, it will be the main person to be home responsible. Even though there is no danger that will occur, we know that the fast funding will come up directly. So we are fighting for the good thing to happen in the country. Whosoever that live well will support you. If you don't live well, we'll say it that other people will know that what we say is true. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Let me go to the WhatsApp line and take my brother Aki. Aki, good evening. Hello.
Hello,
yes, Aki, you are live on the radio on the Sktv show. Yeah, go ahead. Good evening.
Mabel, can you leave a few minutes to play that video? I beg you, please.
Wow, I'm not getting all right.
Mabel, I beg you, can you please hold on to the calls and play that video for a second, please?
Let me see the video. You sent me a video.
Yeah, I sent a video to you. You get it?
Let me see.
Mabel, before you play the video, I just want to. I'm getting a report. That Richard Kuhn and Joseph Boaga fall apart. And last night there was a meeting, and the president asked President Joseph Boaga asked Richard Kuhn to walk out. I'm in the chat room. I just getting this report.
Wow. Okay, we're getting there small anyway. Well, it just unconfirmed. Though we don't want you to say, "Oh, Sktv say no." This is unconfirmed report.
You got a video? We predicted this thing from the day Richard Kuhn said he was. He has been
given up to the 15th of March to settle the impact at the House of Representatives.
Richard Kuhn does not have the capacity to settle the impasse. He does not have that capacity. That was that.
You leave that one up.
Play that video because this is where the country is, and this is where the country is going. It will get worse.
Oh, damn! Still working on video. We have no control over the violence of Facebook because the video, Steve. Sometimes Facebook can give people a hard time. I just in this. Yeah, so this video, we hope that yes. Anyway, we don't know. Yeah. What is it,
hold on. You think it will affect the show for today?
Yes, indeed. Even moving forward. So we don't want to bring any violence.
Okay.
Video. Yeah.
Okay. When I play, a lot of people will see it. No, the reason I'm saying this is the reason
I just seen the video, brother. Too terrible. What?
Yeah, the reason I was insisting for to play that video is the level of anger leveled against the young man in that video to want to basically kill that man. The level of beating, the energy that the Liberian people exerted, some Liberian young people exerted to kill that guy, to beat that guy. They don't have that strength to go to the House of Representatives where they are taking 23 million. That's what they need to do. I wish we could play that video on the show. That's what they need to do. That's why you need to derail your anger. Don't have misplaced anger. Don't get vexed with us. We'll come on the show and say Joseph Boaga is deceptive. He's a liar. He's a crook. And he's unserious. And he's the one fueling confusion and problems in the country, undermining his own government. Don't get very well. Don't get very well us. Don't come cause us. Don't come cause us. We are telling you what's going on. The people you should be very with are the people who are stealing from you. The people who are taking things from you, the people you should be very with. And the people you should be very with. So, I mean, I listened to the different callers. I don't know if Monk want to react. Monk, do you want to react?
Yeah, someone, I know, advise Monk. Someone will give it a advice.
Well, they can keep, the people who want to advise, they can keep advising all they want. I'm just talking from practicality, and that's just why it is. Nothing from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the one given the constitutional authority to be the final arbiter of the law. They interpret constitutional matter. They does not interfere in politics all over the world. I keep saying that even in the great United States, lawmakers remove speaker, we are going to court. And you know, the one thing that's why I don't understand about politics. People want to reinterpret the way how they interpret. They fail to realize one of the major and cardinal statements in the Supreme Court ruling that document says the Supreme Court cannot do for the House, what the House ought to do for itself. Maybe they didn't read that part. Apparently, they skipped over it. So you can pick your side, you can play your politics all you want. I know, like I said, if you go back to the Supreme Court, whether you're on the 14th, your leg can go back to the 30th, on the 24th, the Supreme Court will always separate the constitutional aspect from the political aspect. That's why they lamented in that document. The court cannot do for the House what the House ought to do for itself. The House is a body and the first branch of government. They do have the political power to even impeach. They can impeach Supreme Court justices. That's why anywhere in the world, you saw it in South Korea, you saw it in America, the court always try to draw the line and stay far away from political matter. And that's what they will do all the time. So the people who call into warming, you can warm me all you want, but that's it. I mean, we are all giving our opinion here, so we see what happens. I don't see no reason why you should be warning me anyway. But that's it.
Somebody called. I got 2 callers here. Let me take the first one. I missed a call from our call. Yes, caller, let me get you 1 minute quick. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Steve?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, man. How you doing? This is Abraham Connor calling from New Jersey.
Yeah, Abraham.
Great show, guys. Great show. Thanks for the effort, man. Good evening to all of you guys, including Mom. Listen, man, 2 things I really want to touch real quick. One, the issue about the Supreme Court is, on the 14th is not actually judgment day or random opinion. They did want to get a response from the majority black, the quorum black. So that's what's going to happen on the 14th. All right. So it's not judgment, it's not random opinion on that day. And secondly, I keep hearing people talking about it. Say, oh, they want to get justification for black and not knowing about the whole episode. That's baloney. Speaker Snow stated this, that there is no way Liberian politics that removal of a speaker would not be with the acquiescence of the president. And listen, a guy that is in the room that something happened to, if he's telling you this, you should believe it. And he went on further to state that he said, in fact, he was removed through the orchestration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and the fellow Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who has them too, including himself, to remove Tyler. So he gave that justification and said there is no way a president, a speaker will be removed without the acquiescence of the president. And mind you, Steve, real facts. This is completely identical to the United Party politics. Therefore, it is only under the United Party government in the history of that country that the question of constantly removing speakers in our country. They don't have majorities, but they still want to control the entirety of government. And they only control the House of the legislative branch if you have a majority elected members. So is the case with the United States here. But because they want to get a power grab, that's the reason why I'm continually exhibit this kind of behavior. And last, Steve, I want to sanction your decision about the CMC. I think this was a hasty decision. I think the CMC should have endorsed a candidate in an election so that at least they could get their feet wet before they defeat a candidate. But you cannot start on a defeated note and then you think you will make progress easily.
And so you agree with what I said, right?
Exactly. I agree with you, Steve.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. Let me get the last caller really quick. We probably can say the truth, the blood, the truth, you might not let it go say, but we can talk it. Let me call my Oma quick. She called on the show, but no one was taking calls, so I couldn't take her at the time. Yeah, my Oma, you on it? Yeah, you on the show now. You want to give your input, right? Sorry, I missed your call.
Input. I hear of the calls that are coming in. Let me first start with the shifting of our culture and our tradition. I wrote something on Facebook the other day, and somebody came and said, "You're a human rights advocate, you're this, that."
Hello?
50. But where my people, life and livelihood is threatened, then it's not just about advocacy anymore. It's about the future of the nation, especially a nation where there's 90% no jobs. Then you will have the rich country come to our country to entice our people. So right now, the power lies in the hands of the people because your president, George Weah, and his people, we said this over and over. We published that almost 2 years ago what they were doing. They're setting you up for failure. They're selling the nation. They're selling your culture. And Steve, let me agree with you when you said God is not a confused God. You keep and told us my grandfather had 2 wives. I didn't know who my mother were within the house until later when people started talking. Okay? You told us it was wrong. You told us that. Now you used to prosecute our people in the country. Listen, see, this is a way now to sabotage the growth of the nation, okay, because it will bring them money. You know, our people have already taken money. African leaders, most of them are not about their people. There's certain culture that we must preserve, okay? There's something right that we should have. You can't sell everything until you sell the soul, and that's what they're doing. Now, let me go to the financial profile issue. While we know other things that he did not do, but we must do right at some point. We have to understand the Constitution is absolute. The Constitution is supreme. No amount of politics supersedes the Constitution. Okay? Now, I love the way the financial profile is standing up so we can get to the bottom of this. All right? I think at this point, Richard Kuhn and financial profile need to come to the table for the sake of the country. Okay? Both of them need to go.
Your phone breaking up. Hello? Well, I think we're having technical problems. So, maybe I know we're about to leave. Let me just say this. I know somebody asked a beautiful question, why the majority Black did not want to come to the elections. 2 things. The majority Black did not trust the people that they had in the majority, that they could switch sides, because they don't even trust each other. Can you imagine? They don't even trust each other. Even they try to coerce some of them, pay them, all of that. No matter was still going to leave them hanging. The second part of it is they never had a number to be able to remove the speaker per their own rules. So that why they went behind her and did the Babati thing that they did. It was wrong today. It will be wrong tomorrow. And we are on the side of history where we say the truth and we stand by the truth. You might not like us the way we say it, but we always do our best to say the truth. And to make one point, oh, she calling back quickly. Me. Yeah, please end your time, Oma.
I wanted to talk about CNC, right? Let me say congratulations to Musa Ability and the CNC. The mere fact that they are just coming on and they will be participating, it confirms and affirms the position in the country, that they're able to find somebody, that somebody is able to go to them, okay? Listen, leadership is not about waiting for things to happen. Change is not about waiting for things to happen or for people to acknowledge you. Change is about seizing the moment. That's what leadership is about. It's about directing the conversation. It's about changing the mind of the people. That's what leadership is about. So let me say to CMC, go CMC, do what you got to do. Other people bring their best in. That's what we need to start doing. Like we need to be competitive and breaking up.
All right. Well, she left. Melbourne, to your credit, just before I leave, because I'm leaving now, the portion of honor our tradition, we can men in our culture can take more than one woman, and let keep it like that, and then I bring men taking another man who begging you. So that is there.
Thank you, my brother. Wonderful way to go. More quickly before we go another thing, maybe that you want to say to our people?
Well, nothing extra. We're just watching the whole thing about the 14th. I think today's the 8th. I think it will be on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Friday, yes.
We hope that cooler health prevail. I just know that at the end of the day, we had 3 options. Either the people themselves standing up in their various congressional district to make the case. But in like, bro, we're always looking for a savior. They always want someone to come and be their hero anyway. So they will not do that anyways. And the second aspect was the whole thing about legislative or the presidential or the executive interference. You cannot have it both ways. 2 of them cannot be right and both of them cannot be wrong. I know, and I will say again, in as much as we respect the Constitution, those justices, they will still draw the line and separate it too. Anything that is political, they will not interfere. Anything that is constitutional, they will try to interpret based on their own interpretation or their own opinion based on their judicial philosophy. That's why they got something called judicial philosophy. Even the interpretation of the Constitution is based on personal belief, what you believe, based on your own philosophy. That's how you interpret. Because the people that wrote the Constitution, they existed hundreds of years before you. So getting into the mind of people who lived before you is almost impossible. So everything is an opinion. The people that are commenting is their opinion. Some of us that on the show is an opinion. The people who call opinion.
like that.
Even the Supreme Court justice says it's still an opinion. So my brother, don't put your feelings into this thing. Just pray that we maintain the peace in this country and make sure that we can govern the country effectively. That's all you can pray for. Nothing more than that. Thank you, Mayborn. Thanks to
Wonderful.
the
Thank you so much, my
another
brother,
day.
for today for taking off your time, at least to be part of us here today. Thank you so much, Steve, Virginia Monk, and
Yeah.
but I can't tell him Mona left later sooner because due to some technical issues.
Yeah.
But again, to all of you,
Today is Saturday, man. Go enjoy a Saturday too, bro.
yes, indeed. So to all of you, indeed, let me say many thanks to all of you. That's the point that I'm on your nail. You know, we have our own views on issues. So don't take people view like you want to harm them just because they have their view. But again, let me be frank. Monk, I think this gay issue. We'll take one of these Saturday and give it to all of our religious people and give you all of the time so that you can tell us whether you want this thing or not. Because all of you are sitting quietly acting like it's just all about the mentalist people. But let me tell you, whether you Muslim, whether you Christian, whether you religious person or not, if the things come, when the rain fall,
Everybody will be affected.
but more, that's the thing. When the rain fall, more, the rain don't fall on only one set of group or maybe one set of people. It fall on both the good and bad people. So you keep sitting and be watching the mentalist people fighting.
Yeah.
As soon as
They
people
do the
give
same thing
up,
only for the Methodists.
yeah. But man, can you imagine? Nobody talking, even they talking like in fact some of them they are even pretending like in fact that they are talking. You know, we condemn, look. You're not even condemning.
Be condemning.
Wake up and go there. Tell your government that we don't want to see this, we don't want to hear about this anymore. But you send them back, acting like we condemn this, you're going to be condemning.
You know that one thing I got credit with my boss in Ghana, the Ghanaian parliament told the Obama administration, say whether you are A to A or not, just make sure that when you come into Africa, don't even consider Ghana because we draw our line in the sand. Don't even think about it. Whether you go to your power home in Kenya, whether you can go to Zimbabwe because you have probably Raul Mugabe for that. Ghana saying your clear notice. When it comes to Ghana, don't even think about it. So you can be condemning all you want. It's up to you. When the shit hit the fence, sorry for my expression, my French, but that's just why it is. It's not. I'm not saying it in a way that I demean it, but that's just the fact. Sit there and think only for the Methodist. Why the Methodist church came from, they were all break away. Whether you're a Presbyterian, whether you're from the Lutheran church, whether you're from the Catholic church, at the end of the day, everybody will get affected. Whether you're from the mosque, whether you're from the synagogue, or whatsoever your form of worship, at the end of the day, if you cannot stand up to this thing, trust me, it will creep up on you. And they will use economic imperative or economic power to impose on you. Because anywhere where people are out of job and where poverty prevail, people will always impose that will because you become easily manipulated when you have economic problem. That's just why it is.
Indeed.
So everything is economy. My brother, take care.
Yes, so we'll take one of our day on the show. But thanks to all of you people, thanks to everyone. Liberia is all we have. We have to disagree to agree at the end of the day. Yes, indeed, let's put Liberia first and Liberia last into everything we do. But on a very serious note, to Mandikom, your grandson in Burkina Faso, he's doing well. Let me tell you, Papi. So you got to double up, and you got to double up your efforts. Move, put on that shoes that maybe that will make you to work hard, because they come to made nothing. People are losing hope, nothing to do. The bread and butter issues, it's just on the increase. Things are going high and so on. Deacon, no, don't do that, please. So that's it. Thanks to all of you, my brother Jackie. People hold it that wouldn't mean I see on the show. So again, the people say it's not good to get two women, but men and men should get married. That's the thing that the United Methodist people are fighting against. So that's it. We move. And you're good night, man. I have to go. Jackie. Chaki, my brother, good night. See all of you, CD1 Jebo, and my sister Felicia. Felicia was asking some kind of question. Yeah, I think CMC Kennedy, I think Honorable Mark Gleewon, right? Gleewon, yes. Mark Gleewon. I think he is the candidate for the CMC. Thank you so much, Felicia Free Wallow and Zego Ganung. Yes, one of our guy here always commenting back to back. Thanks to all of you. Happy weekend. Go out there, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Oh man, that's what people want to do here. When I agree. We probably want we let our children business. Okay. Good night. See you.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end of the rest of them. The welcome and life with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamu. And yes, I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I dine ya to money, and a sadia ya to money, and a quantity ya to money, and a quadruple ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and a sadia ya to money, and a quantity ya to money, and a quadruple ya to money, and a pagaya na ya to money. That's the biggie, and a pagaya na, cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. The work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.